Thank God it's Friday. Monday's a brand new start. Wednesday, you're halfway home, and Thursday, the weekend's not far. Saturday and Sunday, you hang with your friends. What can you say about Tuesday? Nothing, not a damn thing. Tuesday bites, Tuesday sucks, Tuesday blows, go away. Tuesday's crap, Tuesday's lame, Tuesday's dumb, go away. Tuesday, Saturday and Sunday, you hang with your friends. What can you say about Tuesday?
Nothing.
Kind of going to be warm, though, ain't it?
Well, it's going to be in the mid to upper 30s today. Same thing tomorrow. We might get into the 40s by Thursday, and then mid 40s on Friday, and then 50s. I saw 52 on my app this morning for Saturday.
I think it's a possibility. I think there's also some...
I might do some outdoor drinking on Saturday. You know how we get. You know how we get. You know how we get.
I know. I
that
get.
First, let's get on the patio, bitches.
Well, it's
let's
drying
do some
up.
drinking. Day drinking.
I did see some precipitation in the forecast.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm
Thursday,
talking about drinking outside, Gene.
Yeah, I know. Fire
Beers
pit.
on a patio with a picnic table that's been out there for 40 years.
You know, if you found a buddy with a truck and drove out on some ice, you could ice fish with a beer today, right now, this afternoon. You could do some outdoor
Not with
drinking.
all the meltiness going on. You ain't getting me out there.
You could be drinking
I'll
on
watch
the
from the
ice
shore.
today.
Hey, how you doing? I'll call 911 when you fall in. How about that?
They'll be good. You can
How
go
about
out
that? How about that?
Day drinking right now.
Cash me outside. How about that?
Oh,
That's
no.
where I'm going to be on Saturday, drinking outside. I'm already planning my little trips.
Back to 2016.
Little trips, going on little drinking trips. What?
We're flashing back to 2016. Life was better then. Cash Me Outside was 2016.
That was?
Uh-huh.
Now she's on the OnlyFans and she's making money.
10 years. See what happens in 10 years?
I got to get on that OnlyFans. Everybody's on that goddamn thing.
Yep.
I don't even need to be a millionaire like one of these chicks that's I'm just a couple thousand there. That's all I need. I got to figure out a niche. They're apparently trying to change it so it's not just porn.
Right. It's
which is
unique
stupid.
Things.
Be what you are. Lean into who you are. If you're a villain, be a villain.
A midlife guy.
Yeah, overweight,
feeding,
white
like
dude eating mac and cheese. Is there a?
Is that
a thing? No, I'm sure there's about 20 of them out there. Anyways, we got a lot to get to this morning. Let you know what's new on New Release Tuesday. Grant Bilse of the Wisco Sports Show is back from California, so we'll talk to him, get his recap of the Super Bowl, and start looking ahead because pitchers and catchers are heading to spring training.
Yeah.
It'll be here before you know it. Grapefruit League starts in like a week.
I think, don't the Brewers have their first game in like a little over a week?
Yeah. That's what I was just about to say. I believe I just said that, actually.
A little over a week.
Also, let's see. What else do we got? What's new on New Release Tuesday? Grant Bilse, bad news, happy music, of course, later on. We'll get you updated on the Olympics, everything that's going on there.
Valentine's is this weekend.
Valentine's right down the pipe, so we'll talk a bit about that. V-Day. I've never bought into Valentine's Day. I think it's such a farce.
I was just thinking on my way to work this morning that I got to make a run this afternoon. I do need to get a care
I got to pretend to care about my wife more on Valentine's Day because Hallmark tells me to. Give me a break. Like with Christmas, at least, it's Jesus' birthday. So whether you're Jesus or not, then okay, cool. You got to have a specific date, right? The dude was born on December 25th. Let's do it. Presents and trees and all that crap. Valentine, what the hell? There's nothing going on. It's just some excuse to sell cards and roses. And hey, look, man, if you want to go for it, I don't feel like I should be compelled to care more on February 14th than I do the rest of the year.
Well,
oh God, today is, and then I get to go back to not caring the next day, the 15th.
I got to get a care box off to the one in college, right? She's got to have something when she...
Valentine's Day care for you. Jesus, man, having kids sounds terrible. You got to buy them crap all the time?
Yeah.
Jesus. Isn't she old enough to provide for herself? Get your own damn care box.
Yeah, that's exactly
Get a job while you're at it, you bum.
Valentine's this weekend.
Yeah. Friday the 13th. That's the holiday to look forward to.
That's Friday, yes.
Killing some teenagers at a camp. That's what I'm talking about. Taking that one girl in the sleeping bag and just bashing her up against a tree. Bam!
Yeah, it's nothing says I love you, Eve, like that, Brian. It's good.
My wife and I love sitting
I know
around
you
watching
do.
horror
I know
movies
you do.
together.
That's
It's
your
great.
jam.
That's our thing.
Yep.
It's all good. We'll get to some Daughtry in just a couple minutes. RockMornings.com to be a part of the program.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Savannah Guthrie, new video, Desperation Time, throwing Hail Marys, doing whatever they can to try and get some sort of communication, try to track down their mom. It's all very strange and weird. Obviously, we talked about this yesterday. We feel like there's a whole lot more going on in the background that they're not telling us. There has to be, right? They're not releasing a ton of information. They're not trying to scare people off, but trying to figure out where her mom went and trying to plead with the captors or the kidnappers or whatever they are to return her safely. Obviously, it's been, 10, 12 days, something like that, since she went missing?
We enter into another week of this nightmare. Thank you so much for all of the prayers and the love that we have felt, my sister and brother and I, and that our mom has felt, because we believe that somehow, some way, she is feeling these prayers. We believe our mom is still out there. We are at an hour of desperation, and we need your help.
At an hour of desperation, at the end of that new video posted to Instagram, Nancy Guthrie reported missing on February 1st. So we're looking at, 9 days now that she's been missing? Authorities believe she was kidnapped from her home in Tucson, Arizona. Police have not identified any suspects or persons of interest or vehicles connected to the disappearance. There was a ransom note that was received by media outlets demanding $6 million in Bitcoin, and they gave a deadline of today. And after an initial deadline passed 5 days prior, the note threatened Nancy Guthrie's life if the deadline was not met. So they're still trying to find her. They're tracking her down. They're, taking all sorts of. It's very, very strange.
The vast majority of these kinds of things, you find someone in the family or someone related to the situation, right?
Well,
was it
they
people
had to have known who she was and who she was related to, right? Because you're not going to kidnap me because ain't nobody I know got money.
But is it people that were, lawn care? They worked on the sprinkler system there or something that had some sort of connection to? Because it can't just be. It's not random, right?
It doesn't feel random. You would think that if it was random, there wouldn't be ransom notes.
Right.
But. Yeah, she's still out there, still missing 9 days later. Ghislaine Maxwell pleading the fifth yesterday.
Ms. Maxwell, were you a close friend and confidant of Jeffrey Epstein?
I would like to answer your question, but on the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer this question and any related questions. My habeas petition is pending in the Southern District of New York. I therefore invoke my right to silence under the Fifth Amendment.
Yeah, she's serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking, and she's in prison, federal prison in Texas. And lawmakers yesterday trying to interview Ghislaine Maxwell, the former girlfriend and confidant of Jeffrey Epstein. She instead invoked her Fifth Amendment rights to avoid answering questions that would be incriminating. The deposition coming on the same day that the Department of Justice has begun allowing members of Congress to review unredacted files related to the Epstein files. And she said, I'm going to plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. Mm-hmm. So not getting any information out of her just yet. Elsewhere, back in the state of Wisconsin, a Burger King franchise is in big trouble for violating child labor laws, allegedly. Yeah. Penalties determination letter was sent to one of Wisconsin's largest Burger King franchise operators in a child labor and wage payment investigation. The letter outlines what it says are penalties for the infractions. Cave Enterprises Operations, LLC, has not been found guilty as of right now in a court of law. These are the results of an investigation by the Department of Workforce Development. You can obviously Google it and read more online. Cave Enterprises apparently operates 105 BK franchises in the state of Wisconsin, including 5 in the Eau Claire area. The Department of Workforce Development says it found more than 1,656 violations of Wisconsin's child labor and wage payment laws during a 2-year span, which ended in January of last year.
So it wasn't that they hired Jeffrey, the 14-year-old?
No, one kid picked up a few hours and stayed late one day.
Yes.
No, we're talking about severe and serious and intentional, like you're stepping a habitual line stepper, right?
Yep.
One of those type of things. The violations, by the way, affecting more than 600 young workers.
Yeah, so this, okay. Or weren't paying
I'm not trying to like make excuses, but I can understand in this day and age where it's hard to find employees where, like, you kind of just say, all right, well, we'll skirt the laws. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying I can see where it comes from.
Well, and were they paying them adequately, or it sounds like that was also an issue?
A press release from the Office of the Governor says this is the largest determination of child labor and wage payments violations in modern Wisconsin history. The allegations include illegal work hours and wage payment failures. Cave apparently failed to comply with Wisconsin's employment of minors laws and related regulations. Department of Workforce Development determined that a penalty of $500 per violation, which is half the maximum allowed per violation penalty, amounts to $828,000 in penalties for this franchise in Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah.
Not good. Not good. The state says that Cave Enterprises must immediately come into compliance with the Wisconsin child labor employment laws and regulations. The letter also says the company must pay the outstanding wages and penalties within the time frame specified by the Department of Workforce Development. So, yeah, get right or we'll get you right.
Yeah. Yeah. You owe these people money in salaries.
And last but not least, there is a very popular cake mix recall. It's been upgraded to the highest risk level, so make sure you check your cabinets. Nationwide food safety alert has been upgraded to the Food and Drug Administration's highest risk level due to an undeclared allergen. A Texas-based bakery mix manufacturer initiated a voluntary recall in late 2025 of several different cake mix products, because they failed to declare milk on those product labels. And under federal food labeling laws, milk is classified as one of the 9 major allergens that must be disclosed. So if you have got cake mix in your cabinet
and an allergy or somebody,
or any cake, and you just are maybe you're thinking about making a cake and have your kid bringing it into school, and you think everything's going to be all good, but check your cabinets, go online, and make sure that you find out more about the cake mix recall that's happening right now. Been upgraded to potentially very dangerous conditions.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
7 Dust, bitch. On Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Head to the website, rockmornings.com, to find all our contact info if you want to be a part of the program this morning. Find the daily podcast on the website as well. And if you want to communicate with us through the apps, you can do that as well by downloading the 95.7 The Rock app and or the 92.9 The X app and submitting voicemails, pictures, and videos. Bucks losing in Orlando last night.
They've won 3 straight. Play the song. Orlando gets the win. 118-99.
Yeah, that was the final score, 118-99. Bucks had won 3 in a row, but that streak comes to an end. And they play in Orlando again tomorrow night at 6 p.m.
All right.
2 in a row into Orlando. Badgers. Men's basketball team.
Back
big test tonight.
Again, yeah.
Big test tonight. They're at number 5, Illinois, tonight. That game is at 7 o'clock on Peacock. So if you're on the app watching the Olympics, you can switch over and watch the Badger game starting at 7 p.m.
I was watching the
Peacock.
Olympics, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, watched a little bit. Yesterday we were watching some of the ski jumping when the wife got home.
Yep, us too.
They mentioned the microchips that they had put in the suits to make sure they're not doing anything funky. I think you're right.
Penis gate?
Well, so it started out with wardrobe violations, right? Where they were altering the ski suits. And there was a big scandal about that. And so what the Olympics have done is added microchips to the suits to keep track of them and make sure they're not altering them. But then, in an effort to continue to cheat, because they can't alter the suits, they're altering their penises. And they're injecting all sorts of... I saw something... I mentioned this last week. If
Norwegians, right?
If you add, they said, if you add 2 centimeters of surface area to your penis, it gets you like an extra 15 meters of fly time. So you don't even need to like do all that much. It's not like you got to like, you know.
So is this, so they really are, okay.
Apparently.
So, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just reading hydraulic acid into penises, and then that's all I was.
I don't think it's hydraulic. It's hyaluronic.
Oh, thank you.
Hyaluronic.
Yes, that's how you say it. Sorry,
Okay.
but then it's not banned in sports, huh? So
Not yet, but they're gonna figure it out because you can't be having these people with these giant pumped up wieners
walking around, skiing around,
well, and you
jumping around.
You can do it naturally too. If you, not that I know from experience, but just from watching stuff on the internet, if you get, like one of these pumps, remember how popular,
pump you up.
Well, what you're essentially doing when it's almost like cupping. You ever do cupping?
Yes, I know
You're
exactly.
drawing the blood to the surface, if it's here and it's got nowhere to go, it's all just now. That's not to say it doesn't move from one place to the other, but it expands the size of this.
Okay, for how long?
I don't know. Long enough. If you can get one of those bad boys on at the ski hill,
fly further with 5% more increase.
Apparently. They were hinting about it yesterday when I was watching the ski jumping stuff.
So they're measured with 3D scanners while wearing their stretchy underwear, and then there's no variation from the.
What if you're just well endowed? You know what I mean? You're just like a dude who's just rocking a sledgehammer.
They would know that from the 3D scanners of your body and the tight underwear.
I'm sorry, it didn't do anything to it.
Then if something's added to that area, then.
Elsewhere in sports, the Raiders have made it official, hiring Clint Kubiak as the team's new head coach. Raiders are giving him a 5-year contract. He was, of course, coaching with the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, so they had to wait until after the game was over to make it official. And speaking of the Olympics, Lindsey Vonn issuing an update about her crash and the surgery.
Multiple surgery.
Well, we knew it was bad. There was a lot of reasons why you knew it was bad. Number one, you heard her screaming, right? So it wasn't just like she went down and got hurt. She got injured, like seriously injured. And then, of course, they weren't showing her on the hill. She made no attempt to get up and try to finish or any of that stuff. And then all the people come out and they're working on her and they put her in the bag and they airlift her, which is the only way you can get off that hill if you injure yourself anyways. They're not going to ski you down or anything like that. But then, you heard kind of radio silence for a while and there was no update. So you're like, ooh, how bad is it? Well, she said yesterday in a post on Instagram that she suffered a complex tibia fracture that will require multiple surgeries to fix properly. This is like the Alex Smith thing, which I referenced the other day.
Yes.
When she crashed in the downhill on Sunday, Vonn raced despite having the torn ACL in her left knee 9 days earlier in another crash. She said, I was simply 5 inches too tight on my line when my right arm hooked inside of the gate, twisting me and resulting in my crash. My ACL and past injuries had nothing to do with my crash whatsoever. She added that she has no regrets.
That's my credo. No regrets.
Yeah, no regrets. A lot of people on the internet trashing her and saying she shouldn't have done it. And like all these other skiers are fighting back against these internet trolls and saying, what the hell do you know?
What the hell do you know?
Yeah, you don't know anything and you don't know about the work she put in and all this hours, and all that stuff.
Well,
and there's even commercials now. Have you seen the commercials where she's like, Lindsey Vonn's like talking about her body and talking about all the things, and it's in a commercial, and it's about, some health product or whatever, but about all these people that are involved, her physical trainer and the surgeons and nurses.
People are annoying, aren't they?
Well, imagine you're 41 years old and you've done this your entire life. It's the only thing you know.
We dream, we love, we jump, and sometimes we fall, right? Despite the intense physical pain, I have no regrets.
Yeah, knowing I stood there having a chance to win was a victory in and of itself.
Yes.
I also knew that racing was a risk. It always was and always will be an incredibly dangerous sport.
Well, and until she tore her ACL a couple of weeks ago, she was winning world championships, right? I mean, she was in place to be there and doing that thing. It's not like she had no business being there.
It's funny because Michael Jordan is canonized because of the flu game, right? The guy went out there and dropped a bunch of points in a flu game, and we give him all this credit for playing through it and all this stuff, and here's Lindsey Vonn trying to do whatever she can to do what she loves, and she's very successful at it, and then people are hating on her for it, and it's like...
Well, and she had really good race times, like after her ACL was torn, probably not gold, and she acknowledged that. She said, I'm probably not going to be able to take it all, but I want to try to compete, and she was doing it, up until the accident.
Yeah, so multiple surgeries, though.
Yeah,
for
sounds
Lindsey
like
Vonn.
It's very painful.
Got some AC/DC on the way. Going to talk a bit about Valentine's Day, and we'll let you know what's new on New Release Tuesday as well.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Happy Valentismus.
Happy what?
Valentismus, the day we blend Christmas and Valentine's Day. And K Jewelers wants to help you celebrate.
How?
With a wide selection of jewelry that lets your significant other know she's the one for you.
But I'm still paying off her Christmas present. And I just put a pendant on my credit card for Valentine's Day.
It's okay. Kay has earrings, necklaces, and bracelets for only $20.
Oh, that's better.
A month for the next 40 years.
Is this even a real holiday?
Do you want to risk finding out?
I'm doomed if I don't.
Kay Jewelers. Every kiss begins with a BS holiday.
Valentine's Day coming up this weekend for those who celebrate. Mm-hmm. Cards and candies and roses and bears and romantic dinners.
Maybe it's, I was just going to say, maybe your jam is live music and you're going to go out and listen to some tunes on Friday or Saturday night. That could be the way that you enjoy your time together. Doesn't have to be a bag of chocolates, right? It's whatever. You guys are going to watch a scary movie together.
We will likely watch a scary movie at some point. Because it is Friday the 13th at the end of the week. And then, of course, we've got V-Day on Saturday. Olympics continued tonight on NBC and Peacock. Primetime coverage, obviously, throughout the day as well. Second season premiere of The Artful Dodger is today on Disney+. Episode 7 of the new Star Search is on Netflix today, and also on Netflix, I'm going to watch this afternoon, the new stand-up special from Cat Williams called The Last Report.
I found out I'm not cut out for this farm life. I bought all the animals that was delicious. 100 chickens, 100 turkeys, 100 ducks, 100 rabbits, 100 cows, 100 sheep, 100 pigs. Everything that made a crackling, I bought it. I done had this farm for 4 years. We ain't killed a animal yet. I don't know how you do this. I'm supposed to eat these my friends, bitch. I done named them. I talked to them. You want me to eat Hezekiah, bitch?
Yeah, the clips have been floating around for a while, but it's out today, huh?
Yeah, Cat Williams, The Last Report, new stand-up special today on Netflix. I thought about watching it this morning while I was getting ready, but I want to focus on it, and I usually watch Kill Tony, the new podcast, on Tuesday mornings while I'm getting ready for the show, so that's what I was doing this morning. Also on TV tonight, new episodes of Will Trent, Best Medicine, and Doc, and Kimmel is the only one who's new tonight. He's got Rose Byrne and comedian Ego Nwodum on his program this evening. New release Tuesday. Only a couple of movies coming out on DVD. The first one is Nuremberg.
Dr. Kelly, can you tell me what I'm doing here? I couldn't say, Doc. I'm just a translator. Translator for what? Let's see.
You are standing inside a secret military prison. It currently houses what's left of the Nazi high command.
Sir, I'm a good psychiatrist, but this might be a little bit beyond my area of expertise.
I'm going to put Hermann Goering on trial. He's the face of the Nazis now. As he falls, so do they all.
Evil tried to outwit me, but no man has ever beaten me. Why not just shoot them?
I'm not going to make them martyrs. There will be no statues of them.
Nuremberg, rated PG-13. Pretty big cast here, all-star cast. You got Rami Malek, Russell Crowe, Michael Shannon, Colin Hanks. And obviously based in reality, a World War II psychiatrist evaluates Nazi leaders before the Nuremberg trials, growing increasingly obsessed with understanding evil as he forms a disturbing bond with Hermann Goering. That's what's new on new release Tuesday. There's also a movie called King Ivory, which is rated R and stars Ben Foster, based on extensive research with law enforcement, gangs, inmates, migrants, and addicts, an expose on fentanyl trafficking and its effect on all walks of life. This is not a documentary, by the way. It's an actual fictitious film, but cops and drugs and gangs. And
speaking of sort of based in truth, I didn't realize we watched The Rip.
I watched that too. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
You the bombing phantoms, yo.
On
Netflix.
Saturday night on Netflix.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was inspired by a true story, essentially. Miami-Dade County Police Captain Chris Cassiano, apparently. And so some of this raid and this hidden cash and the trust and all that stuff was based in reality. Also, I didn't realize that It's a first of its kind negotiated deal with Netflix, where it provides the workers, actors, actresses that are involved in the production of the film with a bonus if it performs well on the streaming platform. So they're paid like X amount of money, but like, hey, if this does good, then you get this amount of bonus, depending on who you are and what role you played in the making of the film. But that was just released January 16th.
It was okay. It's, cops and robbers. Dirty cops. A lot of money. Who's the bad guy, right? You think it's one person, and then they switch it up on you, the whole thing?
Yep, but I didn't realize sort of based on a true story.
It's called The Rip.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on Netflix, starring Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. It's okay. It's better than that Dunkin' Donuts commercial. Jesus. I can't get that thing out of my head. It was so bad. It made no sense. It was just sort of like, let's throw a bunch of pickles on the wall and see which one slides first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was very strange. We'll talk to Grant Bilse, speaking of the Super Bowl. He was in California leading up to Super Bowl 60.
Super fun.
On Media Row there, talking to a bunch of different people on his program. Now he's back in Wisconsin, has been for a few days. And so we'll get his reaction to his time in California, along with his reaction to the big game. We got some more Valentine's Day stuff we're going to talk about, and also bad news, happy music. And if you want to be a part of the program, you can visit our website, rockmornings.com, for all of our contact info. I actually got an email from Sam. This was on Sunday at about 6 p.m. Sam said, can you please play It's Not My Time by Three Doors Down on Tuesday between 6:45 and 7 a.m.
Wow, he's specific, isn't he?
He says, I don't work Mondays. That band was such a huge part of our lives, my 20s in particular. Brad left us way too soon. I'm not going to compare him to Chris or Chester, but he was a big deal. Thanks, guys. Love the show.
Yeah, that was sad news over the weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, Brad Arnold, the lead singer of Three Doors Down, passing away after a battle with kidney cancer. He was only 47, and in a weird way, I agree with Sam. Three Doors Down was just sort of this band in the background for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, they had hits. They played on big stages. They toured the world, but they weren't like, I don't know if I ever heard anybody say, oh, they're my favorite band and I got to go see Three Doors. But people were always like, oh, cool, Three Doors Down. You know what I mean? It was just sort of.
Well, and they generated a lot of hits. You
right.
know what I mean? They were kind of a hit-making machine, but I get what you're saying. It wasn't like people hung their hat on that a lot.
People idolize Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington and, take your pick of frontmen that have passed away, whether it's Kurt Cobain or whomever, And I'm not saying that Brad Arnold wasn't famous or that he wasn't great or what, but they were just sort of this like steady Eddie type, sort of like.
Could count on them for generating some jams.
Yeah. And sad to hear about his passing over the weekend at the age of 47. So, Sam, thank you very much for the email, and here is your song. Appreciate you listening, and enjoy it.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Apparently wiping their entire Instagram page for the most part. So they were a part of that
Rock Country
show, tour thing, whatever the hell it was. And then one of the guys in the band apparently criticized Ludacris for pulling out of the concert
prior to
Shinedown, then pulling out of the concert, and then one of them got canceled in South Carolina, and now here we are days later, and they've apparently wiped most of the stuff off their Instagram. And what the hell's going on with Shinedown?
Apparently that part, I guess
that was new this morning when I came in. I just saw that this morning, but they pulled out of that show and said, hey, look, we're just here to have a good time and play shows and get people to come together, and we don't want to be a part of something that's divisive and people slamming them because they kind of did the same thing and were critical of Ludacris for doing something like that, and now they've wiped their Instagram. And
well, just their Instagram, though, it sounds like, without any explanation. The Instagram page, by the way, has 1 million followers, mostly been cleared out. The only remaining content is previously shared reels, their profile, and then links directing people to their website, upcoming tour and stuff. Despite the changes on their Instagram page, As of yesterday, their other social media platforms were
Twitter,
unchanged.
stuff,
so Facebook, X, TikTok, all had usual content. So I don't know. You can't pick and choose really with social media, can you? I mean,
I don't know. The blowback was worse on Insta than it was on anything else.
I don't know.
I don't know. But just a weird time for Shinedown right now. Just sort of, and a lot of bands, right? You know, like, where can I play? Who can I perform with? Who's going to get mad? You know, it's like, I saw What's Her Nuts, Chapel Rowan, the Pink Pony Club girl. She dropped her management after one of the names, the people in her management organization.
Has ties to the Epstein files?
Was on the Epstein files, yeah. So she dropped her management.
I can see that, not wanting to be affiliated with that.
I'm not apples and oranges here, but again, it's just, like, Shinedown, though, having a little bit of a rough go of it. Saturday, of course, is Valentine's Day, the most romantic day of the year.
Okay.
Here's a little romance for you. A couple in the UK recently got engaged after they met at the retirement home. Old people falling in love and getting engaged.
Yes, tell me about this.
85-year-old Pamela Walters robbing the cradle with her fiancé Colin, who's only 73. They got close a year ago. Recently got engaged on January 28th. No wedding date yet. They say they're just enjoying their engagement right now.
We've been together last week. I went through her room. She wanted to see me. I went down there. She said, will you engage me? I said, yeah, of course I will. What's the matter?
Why not?
So I said it.
I said, shall we get engaged? It makes me feel happy. And he comes to see me every day.
Aww, what's important to old people? Let's play some canasta and eat some pudding, and he comes to see me every day.
It makes me happy. That's all you needed to say right there. It makes me happy.
Laughter, companionship, daily visits. They got engaged on the 28th of January with some help from the staff at their retirement home. Pamela is 85. Colin is 73. Living in the same care home. They're both in wheelchairs. Pamela originally proposed to Colin in her bedroom before he asked a member of the staff to order an engagement ring, saying he thought the world of her and loved her to bits.
That's all you need, isn't it?
Apparently known each other for the last 4 years. And according to Colin, it was love at first sight. He said, I told her I loved her, and that was it.
So a man knows what he's talking about, huh? Right to the point.
Yeah, he apparently loves Pamela's honesty, saying she's very straight, and that's what I like. People who don't tell lies. We talk about anything that comes our way. And then he also said, I wind her up a bit, I do. I'd like to cheer her up, to help her have a cheerful day. And Pamela, who apparently was a pub owner for 31 years, said she found Colin interesting from the moment they met. Elderly couple getting engaged in the old folks' home.
Makes you happy.
85 and 73. And it happened again. I love these stories. And I love the mom's reaction. This is the best. That's the best part about this. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's in there having a day.
Not in any danger.
Not in any danger. We'll get him out of there eventually.
If it's not in any danger.
If it's 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it takes.
Does it require the fire department?
No, it just requires a member of the staff who has a key to the claw machine. Because a toddler in Missouri
climbed right in there.
2-year-old Cooper King climbing into the claw machine when his parents weren't watching. Yep. His mom says she took her eye off him for 15 seconds.
Yep.
That's all it takes, Gene. He was apparently stuck in there for 20 minutes before an employee showed up with a key, and apparently he had a blast.
You're scrolling through Facebook, looking at those reels, thinking, oh, one day that's going to be my child. They're so young still, and, you know, as much as, like, I was somewhat embarrassed, I was like, you know what? He's safe. He's fine. He's having a good time. This is going to be a big laugh down the road.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, that picture's gonna show up on his board when he gets married or graduates school or whatever that accomplishment is where you require all the pictures to be printed out. Webster Groves, Missouri.
Yeah.
Little boy stuck inside of a claw machine Saturday night at the Veta Sports Soccer Dome. According to Cooper King's family, the little guy got himself into some trouble while they were watching his older brother play soccer.
Yeah, I'm bored. This is boring.
Cooper's mom, Megan, says she looked away for 15 seconds and heard someone shout, Cooper! And point at the claw machine. And there's a picture of Cooper in there. There's a bunch of, it looks like rubber bouncy balls.
Yeah, he's
just big old smile on his face, man.
He's just sitting in a pile of colorful balls, dude.
Stuck in there for about 20 minutes, didn't seem phased.
Yeah, not at all upset.
The fire department and police showed up, but eventually it was a service tech who got him out with a key. So rather than break open the machine, they ended up finding someone who had an actual key for that. You'd think with these things becoming a little more of a regular occurrence, that maybe they'd have that key somewhere nearby. Yeah. Cooper's
just hanging.
Got an email from Sam who said, thanks for the tune, guys. You're welcome. That was the Brad Arnold request from a little while ago. 3 doors down. Also got another text from Isaiah, who texted us yesterday on his birthday about his new car, his dream car.
Mm-hmm.
He said, good morning, Brian and Gene. Isaiah, again, I drove my car today, again, and spent 4 minutes stalling on a hill. It's my first manual, and someone was fed up and went around me.
You'll get it.
It takes time to find that right balance between, and every car is different. Every manual is different. So if you're trying to find that mix between clutch and gas, it takes a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on a hill. That's never easy. That's always difficult because you want to give it more gas, but you don't want to flood the engine. You don't want to burn the clutch, all that stuff. Yeah, my friend, I'll never forget when I had a friend named Whitney in high school, and she had a little coupe. It was almost like a Volkswagen cabriolet almost, and it was a manual transmission, and we went to a parking lot because I had never driven one before, and so when we would hang out, she just and I'm like, oh man, that's cool. So yeah, I learned from Whitney how to drive, and I burned the hell out of her clutch, man. And this whole thing in the parking lot, yeah, she was not very happy with me, but good times.
Our first car as a married couple was a clutch too, like a little Toyota Tercel that he brought into the relationship, and that was my first.
That's one way to thwart people from stealing your vehicle, because most people don't know how to drive a stick anymore, and they don't make them really. I mean, it's not like the prevalent vehicle. So if you've got a 3 on the tree, like an old farm truck.
I had driven those, so I understood the concept, but yeah, that was my first one.
I had never seen one until I was in my late teens, and I dated some girl in Concord, New Hampshire, and she was driving around, and she's going I'm like, what are you doing? Don't put it in reverse, you're going to ruin the transmission. She's like, it's a 3 on the tree. I'm like, what the hell's a 3 on the tree? I had no idea.
Good luck with that, Isaiah. You'll get the hang of it.
You'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody texted in from Iowa. Blur, song 2. Give a shout out to May from her girlfriend, Kaylee. All right, so Kaylee wants to shout out her girlfriend, May.
Got it.
And wants to hear song 2 by Blur.
Thanks for the text.
Thank you very much. Try to get to that here in just a bit. Going to talk to Grant Bilse in about an hour, find out how his Super Bowl experience went down. We talked to him briefly last week. It was early in the week, though. Wally was still there in California, and we'll do that just after 8 a.m.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
Today's show is brought to you by Valentine's Day, or as roses call it, the apocalypse.
That's an interesting way to look at Valentine's Day. The rose apocalypse.
Well, you guys are watching scary movies, right? You watch the My Bloody Valentine?
Yeah, so we watched the original My Bloody Valentine from the early 80s last night, most of it at least. We were in bed, and the wife was like, I'm not going to make it. So we tapped out.
So there was a remake of it.
I think there's 2 remakes of it, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, there's My Bloody Valentine. There's a bunch of
Cupid one. Ooh, boy, that has terrible ratings. Wow.
There's a bunch of really bad Valentine related horror movies out there, but we'll watch a couple of those this week, and then of course Friday the 13th we'll probably watch the original on Friday the 13th, the one with Pamela Voorhees as opposed to Jason Voorhees. Do you know how much a dozen roses costs on average?
No, but it varies so greatly, like if you get it here or there or whatever, but I'm going to go ahead and say for Valentine's Day, it feels like they're more expensive. I don't know. I'm going to go with $75.
You're shooting low there. That is actually the lowest in America. New report analyzing the average price of a dozen roses throughout all 50 states California, easier on the wallet than Texas. Overall, Americans can expect to spend $93.07 per dozen roses, which is up a whopping 16% from just 3 years ago. Back in 2023, the average price was only $80.16. The state where the dozen roses is going to cost you the most is the state where pretty much everything costs you the most, and that's Hawaii.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Kansas and Texas are tied for second at $113 a pop, and they're followed by Montana, North Dakota, Maine, Wyoming, New York, Vermont, and Washington State. If you want to get a really cheap dozen roses, you got to go to Indiana. $72 for a dozen roses.
Show me your bright light in your city lights. I'm talking about the Yankee Rose.
Yeah,
Yankee Rose.
Depends, obviously.
California is at $78. Massachusetts, full of massholes, is second at $75. Then you got Pennsylvania, Alaska, New Mexico, Arizona, Rhode Island, Oregon, and followed by Illinois in terms of the cheapest. Wisconsin, sort of right in the middle there at $85.33 per dozen. Minnesota comes in pretty high, $93.33. Same with Iowa. That'll cost you $93.98. And then in Illinois, it's $83.65 if you want to buy a dozen long stem roses for the love of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It varies widely, though.
Or you could just get something really nice and colorful and put some candy in there or whatever the case is. Get a nice card. Take her out for a prime rib meal.
Seen those, bags where it's like, I don't know, your favorite snack,
like a gift bag full of stuff?
Yeah, like that. It's something, fuzzy or snuggly.
I saw the Candy Hearts people are doing different phrases this year, too. Something a little, but apparently they're
changing it up a little bit.
Yeah,
well, anything they can do to get attention, because those are not good.
Well, look, you're busy one day a year, all right? Look, no one's buying your stupid candy on President's Day, all right?
The little boxes, mostly for school, it feels like those.
But
are
apparently they've added some new phrases this year to be more, I'm guessing, inclusive and nice, as opposed to like romantic and sexual.
Relatable, modern theme messages like split rent, cook for two.
You want to split rent with me?
Classics remain, Be Mine and Kiss Me, True Love, that kind of stuff. But there's some other ones in there.
If you're not very romantic and you're in a relationship that may not be heading anywhere, today is the day to break up. This is
the day?
Red Tuesday.
Yeah.
We've heard about this. It's the day of the year you're most likely to get dumped. It's always the Tuesday before V-Day, and it's basically when people realize they haven't made any plans, don't want to waste any money. It's some person maybe you don't care all that much about. It's been this sort of
really
casual.
My Valentine? Do I really want to share that with people? Or is it just kind of like, this isn't going anywhere?
The term Red Tuesday got started trending on online back in 2015. A survey found that 1 in 4 people have broken up with somebody the week before Valentine's Day.
We were on a break!
On a break for Valentine's Day.
Star Magazine, talking to a matchmaker, says it's more pronounced with new relationships as the most common thing with couples who are at 3 to 6 months in, right, where there's a lot of pressure, right? Do we go too romantic? Do we go not romantic enough? What's the guidelines
is
here?
Is this moving anywhere, or are we just kind of, doing this for doing its sake?
People who don't want to buy the gift or fake the romance. Look, you can't go wrong with just going out on a date. If you've already been going out on dates, just go out on a date and have a nice meal, watch a movie, whatever it is you do on a date.
Or break up if it's going nowhere.
Or if it's
Get
going
off the
nowhere,
train.
then move along with your life. But a dozen roses is going to cost you about $100 for Valentine's Day. Then you got the couple $100 for a really fancy dinner, and you're already into it, almost $500.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. That could be spent on spooky spins.
Split the rent.
You could spend that on spooky spins. $4 a spin, man.
Nothing says love.
Like spooky spins?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
May not get to see Poison in 2026 if they can't figure it out, but
doesn't sound like you're going to.
Bret Michaels is going to be at Summer Jam in Eau Claire in like June. Hopefully it's not 8 billion degrees, the surface of the sun, like it was last year when I was dying. Had VIP and everything, but I just couldn't focus, man. Miserable. Rick Springfield and bunch of others. It was a good time. The bands were great, but I just was like checked out mentally because of the weather. It was so hot. But
yeah, that can matter.
Poison. We'll see if they can figure it out. There's too much money to be made, right?
I don't think so. I mean, that was the problem. They're unfair.
Got a text from Brenda. Said, good morning, my favorite morning show host. Could I trouble you to play some Indiana Jones? Sad I will never see one of their shows now. You never saw Waylon live? All the times they were in town? In the area?
In the area. They were frequented.
Like 12 years, man, they were coming through the area.
That's a shame.
That is a shame. That's why I keep telling you, buy the tickets, go to the show, live your life. You never know when you're going to miss out on an opportunity to see a band that you like. I'll try to get to that in a bit. Thank you very much, Brenda, for the text message. The Olympics, of course, carrying on from Italy. And the medals apparently keep breaking. We heard about Breezy Johnson.
Yeah, it kind of like fell off.
So
chipped or something?
It's the ribbon. The ribbon is coming off of the medal. So it's not like the medal is cracking in half or falling apart like those medals from a couple of years ago. Remember, they were like deteriorating. It sounds like it's more of like an issue with the ribbon that you use to hang around your neck.
Don't jump in them. I was jumping in excitement and it broke. So there's the medal and there's the ribbon. And here's the little piece that is supposed to go in the ribbon to hold it in the medal. And yeah, it came apart. I'm sure somebody will fix it. It's not like crazy broken, but a little broken.
So don't jump for joy when you've won an Olympic medal.
Olympic organizers are now investigating with quote-unquote maximum attention after a spate of medals have now fallen off of their ribbons during celebrations on the opening weekend of the games. Breezy Johnson, as you heard, said, don't jump in them. The TV broadcast in Germany also capturing the moment that a biathlete realized the mixed relay bronze he had won had fallen off the ribbon around his neck and clattered to the floor as he danced along with his teammates. U.S. figure skater Lisa Liu also posting a clip on social media of her team event gold medal that was detached from its official ribbon. So they've got a problem with the ribbons.
And they're fully investigating.
And they're devoting maximum attention
Figure it out.
to this issue.
In the meantime, just try to celebrate flat-footed.
Just take it easy on the medals. Take it easy on them Olympic medals. The Bucks, of course, losing last night to Orlando, 118-99. Bucks had a 3-game winning streak. That got snapped. And now they're off tonight, but they'll be in Orlando to take on the Magic again tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Badgers tonight against number 5 Illinois. That game will be on Peacock at 7 p.m. And the details about the arrest of Atlanta Falcons rookie linebacker James Pierce Jr. are pretty bad.
This happened this weekend, didn't it?
Crashed into her car, then chased her down as she was trying to get to the, pulled up behind her, smashed into the back of her car. She took off and tried to get to the cop's shop. He chased her and then smashed into her again. Yeah, the details of this whole thing, you can read more about it, but he allegedly crashed his vehicle into one being driven by a WNBA player, I'm assuming it's his girlfriend, multiple times, and also struck a police officer with the car while trying to avoid arrest. According to the criminal complaint from the Miami-Dade County State Attorney's Office, Pierce was arrested on Saturday in Florida on 5 felony charges. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 felony charges, including aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated stalking, and aggravated battery of a law enforcement officer. He was released from the correctional center Sunday night after he posted a bond, but the details are now starting to come out, and it sounds like that's not a good dude.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to run her off the road.
Yes.
He's trying to run her off. Then he's trying to hit a cop with his car while he's trying to flee. And
yes. You can certainly Google that guy if you want to read more about the details of his arrest.
Felony charges.
Felony. Lots of aggravated in there as well. That's not good. Last but not least, we talked about this, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago now. But it's just starting to become part of the collective, the known collective of people on the interwebs, right?
Okay.
And it's the clips from Run It. The sport where men just run at each other full steam ahead and don't flinch, and they're not wearing any pads or helmets or anything like that. And the clips are going viral, and people are outraged on the interwebs about Run It.
That is textbook.
Yeah, so it's like watching a guy on a rugby field get blown up from a tackle. Think of this happens in football games and rugby games all the time. A guy's running at full steam, some guy's standing there trying to tackle him, and he gets bowled over. The only difference here is that these two guys are running at full steam straight on, knowing full well they're going to collide.
That's what they're going to do, but then they're not protected at all.
Yeah, this is essentially in Australia. It's a new controversial contact sport called the Run National Championship, where two competitors stand at opposite sides of the mat and run towards each other to collide head on in the purpose of knocking each other out. Think of like two rams battling over another goat on the top of the mountain, and they're just, bam, hitting their heads together. Now, these guys are not trying to hit with the head. I think they realize it's probably a bad idea, but they're trying to, obviously knock this dude out. Usually ends with the winner still standing and shouting, and the loser, of course, on the floor, discombobulated, maybe knocked out completely. The co-founder and CEO admits that the risk of concussions and other serious injuries do exist, but his organization always makes sure that there are professionals on the sidelines ready to intervene.
Well,
look, dude, if you want to take the risk, it's no different than getting in a NASCAR, as far as I'm concerned. Now, in NASCAR, they've got the roll cage, they got the helmets, they got the Hans device, they got all the safety stuff, the fire retardant suits, all that stuff, right? These guys are not going in there with any sort of equipment.
Right, they're just...
But they do know the risk. And that's the risk of Lindsey Vonn skiing down a hill with a torn ACL. That's the risk of a guy who jumps out of an airplane, a perfectly good airplane.
Is it the running at each other, or is it the fact that
I think it's just that it's so violent, and kids are going to see this, and they're going to start
put anything on.
That's always the issue. It's always the issue that the kids are going to see this and start doing this, and then we're going to have a problem.
Well, and is it the concussion thing? Is that you're really running straight at somebody, and you guys are hitting heads, and
look, we have UFC where they punch each other. We have bare knuckle fighting where they don't even wear gloves. Right? They're poking each other's eyeballs out. They're getting these huge contusions. They're snapping their shins. We've got the slap fights now where they're slapping each other silly and their faces are getting sideways. We crave violence. People want it. Whether you like it or not and whether you agree with me or not, people want it or else it wouldn't exist. So I don't know what to say. It's a thing and it's going to be a thing, and if you don't like it, don't watch it. But people on the internets are mad about the Run National Championship from Australia. And it is violent. But it's no more violent than any other sport that has violence, if you ask me. If you watch boxing and you watch a dude get destroyed for 12 rounds and his face is like hamburger meat, I mean, how is that any different than what these guys are doing?
Yeah. So is it a matter of time until someone
someone's going to die.
You're right.
Yeah, but people have died on the football field. And we're still playing. It's the most popular sport in the world.
People die on NASCAR track. I understand.
Yeah. But the Run National Championship.
Not for me.
If you haven't seen the clips, it's a tough watch.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm good. That is not something I need.
Grant Bill's going to join us here in a bit. He's going to try to get to that Indiana Jones and that Blur. What?
The guy and his goats, where he gets laid out flat by his goats.
I was showing my wife
I can watch that, but I don't want to watch this.
I showed my wife that this weekend, and she's like, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, he basically has goats and." He gets demolished.
He takes challenges and just gets demolished. Now that's funny. This is gross.
Two grown men running at each other? Not okay.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
2 requests in a row. Brenda texting in said, "Good morning, my favorite morning show hosts. Could I trouble you to play Indiana Jones? So sad I will never see one of their shows now." I asked her if she had never seen Waylon. She said, nope. Every time they were close, something else came up. Closest I got was the Houston County Fair. Then an emergency happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bummer. Obviously, if you missed it, a few weeks ago, our friends in Wayland who are living in Nashville, Mitch and Phil, and announcing they were going to put the band down. I'm not going to do it anymore.
Yeah, you and I were just talking about that. I don't know if they're going to do other individual things or look for music to still be a part of their lives, but not be, trying to
knowing
tour
them as well as I do, they will not be working at an auto parts counter anytime soon. They're both very talented individuals. They've made a lot of beautiful music together. along with other people that were in the band, whether it was Dean or Mitch or any of the other guys, Joey Champagne. And they're in the right place to continue to make music. They're in Nashville, right? They went out to Joshua Tree. They were stuck out there during the COVID pandemic. They moved to Nashville, and if you've ever been, that's Music City for a reason. I mean, there's music in Nashville 24/7, 365 days a year. And we're talking morning, noon, and night. We're not just talking about some band at a bar at 9 o'clock at night and you're fighting for position.
11 o'clock in the morning is the same thing.
And, you may have to swallow your pride, and you may have to pay, play a gig where you're playing covers, and doing Bon Jovi and Journey and all that stuff. But if you really care and love music, you can also do other stuff on your days off where you're in a session with a bunch of other musicians.
We don't know that to be the case. We're just hypothesizing.
I just know those guys, and I know that they'll never be done playing music in
some form.
In some form, and I don't know what that looks like for them.
Maybe they'll teach it.
Yeah. Got a text from our guy Jim, retired military, living down in Georgia. Said, big news for me. I'm going back to school for my criminal justice degree.
What?
He said, March 2nd, I want to be in the state patrol. He said, retirement is great, but boring.
There's a guy who can't sit still for very long.
Well, he retired, last year?
From the military.
From the military after, almost 30 years in?
Moved down south where he's from.
Moved back to Georgia where he's from, and now he's been retired.
Done fishing.
He's been fishing a lot. And
he's done with that. He's fished enough.
Yeah, going to go back to school starting in March. Well, good luck to you, buddy.
Congratulations to your community.
Also got a text from Kaylee, who wanted to give a shout-out to May, her girlfriend, and also wanted to hear Song 2 by Blur, which we also played here a moment ago. And big thanks again to Isaiah, who told us about his struggles driving a manual transmission.
Right. We know that you'll get the hang of it. Thanks for your text. If you'd like to send in photos. Wow, is it dreary out, this morning? Yeah. If you want to send in photos or leave us a voicemail any time of the day to wish somebody a happy birthday or just to be a part of the program, you can do that by downloading the 95.7 The Rock or 92.9 The X apps. Just download those quick on your Play Store or whatever and then communicate with us through those. You can click win stuff to sign up for all the free things we give away. And, you can leave us a voicemail or send us a photo.
Download the apps, get in touch with us. You can also go to our website, rockmornings.com, and get all of our contact info there. Yeah, I'm really hoping this trend with the weather continues because, like I said, I opened up my weather app this morning. I knew it was going to be in the mid to upper 30s today and tomorrow, but I knew it was also getting towards 50 this weekend, and it looks like on Saturday we might get into the 50s with a high of 52.
Mm-hmm. That's what I saw.
I just keep looking at my backyard and I'm like, oh, man.
Oh, it's a mess.
I want to rake, get the lawnmower out.
Mush.
I got to use the riding lawnmower like twice after I got it home last October from New Hampshire when we went out to pick that up.
Reel it in, big guy. It's the beginning of February.
I know, but I'm excited. I got projects this year. I told the wife, I'm like, look, this is the year we're getting the fire pit. It's happening this year. She didn't agree with me, so we're not getting a fire pit this year.
Right, but that's what you said.
I told her. I said, hey, look.
That's what I said. I said that.
This is what's happening. Yeah. Grant Bilse of the Wisco Sports Show is going to join us just after 8 a.m. We got bad news, happy music to get to as well. And, of course, we'll read more of your emails and text messages. Right now, it's Five Finger Death Punch.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
8:15-ish on Tuesdays. We are joined on the phone by the one and only, excuse me. I got that chocolate in my mouth that you just gave me. I should have waited. The one and only host of the Wisco Sports Show, Grant Bilse, which you can hear weekday afternoons from 4 until 6 on stations all across Wisconsin like WK2I in La Crosse, Sports Talk 105.1 in Eau Claire, The Zone in Madison, and now on in Fox Valley, the Appleton area. He's all over the world, man, this Grant Bilse. How are you, sir?
I am doing well. I'm happy to be back from the West Coast. I tell you what, the climate agrees with me. I like wearing a pair of sunglasses and walking around in the sun, but I'm very happy to be home.
Yeah, so you were in California for the Super Bowl. You left on, Saturday to come back?
Yes, we left it Saturday. We left the Airbnb at 5 a.m. and I drove into my driveway at 8:15 p.m.
I talked to you last week, and we discussed a little bit about your time in California. Jean was out; she was gone. But wrap up, summarize your time in California in terms of food, entertainment, maybe the people on Media Row. All the did you see anything crazy? Just kind of summarize it if you could.
Oh, I can do that. San Francisco is a very cool town. There are a lot of homeless people. There's a lot going on. It's very busy, but that's typical of any big city. The food was excellent. I got some Vietnamese food. I love oysters. I will eat them any chance that I get, so that was cool. The Golden Gate Bridge, very beautiful. Much bigger than you would expect. What a big-ass bridge.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Very big.
So that was very cool. Very, very cool. Enjoyed my time. Nice to have guests on. I was telling Jean... I don't think you were in the room, Simpson, over the break, but you two are my favorite people in the business. I look up to nobody more than I look up to the both of you. But while I was at the Super Bowl, I got to run into some people who I also look up to. I got to meet Colin Cowherd, who I've listened to for a long time.
Wow.
That was cool. A radio host that we both listen to and enjoy, Mike Felger, who's a Wisconsin sports fan, did my show on Friday. That was very cool. That was a pleasure.
I listened to that interview, listened to it. Very nice.
Yeah. It's cool to meet people that you look up to. So that was a part of the week that I enjoyed as well.
Is it, you seem to be the same guy to me as a person who's done radio for almost 30 years. Grant, you seem to be the same person on the radio that you are in real life, whereas a person like Felger maybe is a little different in real life as opposed to the character that he kind of plays on the radio. Did you find that to be true? Did you have any off-air conversation with him?
A little bit. I think he's similar to you in that, like, maybe he's not as gruff and he's, the character gets pulled back a little bit, but underneath, it's still the same. Like, you're the same Brian Simpson. You know what I mean? Like, you might be a little bit more polite in a social interaction, but no, he was very friendly. He was actually super nice. He was nicer than he needed to be. Hung around to chat for a minute, and which is always cool when you get those minute or two. You never want to burden people, but anytime you get a chance to chat with people in the business you look up to, it's very cool.
Was there any negatives other than the homeless population and the pee smell that you had to deal with?
No, not really. I mean, you're booking dozens of guests, so some of them show up late, and some, and part of that happens. This year was a little weird. I think there were some new athletes and some new bookers who we had on our schedule, and they just don't show, which is fine. If you get hung up at a previous show and you're 5 minutes late, like that stuff happens.
Right.
I did interact with a booker who was supposed to, let's say they were supposed to do 10. And I called him at 9:50, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not going to be in until noon. He's really tired." It's like, well, what did you think was going to happen today? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I just like working with people who are professionals. Simpson, I might not be your bag of chips 100%. I think we have some differences, but I think we see eye to eye. We are radio professionals. If we say we're going to be live on the air or broadcasting somewhere at a specific time, I'm going to be there. Yeah, and I'm going to be ready to put on a show.
That's right.
That's right. I would lose
some of the people out there.
I would lose my effing mind dealing with that. I could not. I would just go crazy. Thankfully, there's no shortage of people out there looking to promote something, so you can almost always find a person to fill a seat. But at the same time, when you're trying to schedule and plan out a show, and you have certain times you got to do certain things, that is infuriating.
Those are just pains of your job, though. Overall, a great experience. Could you tell when people really started to arrive with money? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when the fans,
black SUVs.
Yes. When the money really started to roll into town towards the end of the week.
Yep, when the money, because you see all the higher ups or the Richie Riches in the town cars.
Yep.
And you could absolutely tell when the fans rolled up, because it was just loud and smelly. That's when all the Boston the massholes started to show.
Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah. Real people.
So the fans definitely later in the week. Yeah, real people, sure.
Sure.
100%, yeah.
All right, let's get to the game. Grant Bilse, host of the Wisco Sports Show, on the phone with us. An absolute throttling. The Patriots did not belong on that field, whether it was Drake May and his poor performance, the shoulder injury, Will Campbell and his revolving door technique over there on the left side. They didn't scheme anything up. They had no trick plays, no answers. The only thing that was keeping them in that game in the first half was the defense. And Sam Darnold didn't look all that great either, in my opinion. What was your takeaway from Super Bowl 60 where the Seahawks beat the Patriots?
Well, my takeaway was I thought people missed the point at Radio Row and at the Super Bowl last week. All of the conversations were about, well, what if Sam Darnold plays bad? What if Sam Darnold has a bad game? And all week long, I'm like, okay, that could happen. That could happen to any quarterback, right? Like Josh Allen had a bad game. Caleb Williams had some bad moments. Trevor Lawrence had anybody can play a bad game. Everyone's so panicked. What if Sam Darnold has a bad game? My point all week was, guys, Drake May has actively been having bad games. He's been bad in the postseason, and he's had a banged-up shoulder. And I think, Simpson, to your point, the O-line has been exposed. I think their wide receivers were exposed a little bit. They're good, not great. But at a certain point, the team can't just be good, not great. When you're in the Super Bowl or the conference championship playing a real quarterback and not Jared Stidham, those things typically are exposed. And they really were against the Seahawks. But I disagree that they didn't belong on that field. I don't know that they were supposed to win, but I thought Drake May, he was under fire and he was under duress. He also had some plays that were there to be made, and he did make them. And also, I'll point to the third quarter. When it was 12-0 and the Patriots were driving, I don't know if you felt this, Simpson, but I certainly did. It's like, well, wait a minute. If the Patriots go score a touchdown here and it's 12-7 and there's 21, 22 game minutes left, it feels like the Patriots have the momentum. Oh my gosh, the Seahawks kicked too many field goals. They're not going to win this game that they've dominated. Like, it's not like they lost by 40. That game was in reach in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, and I just think Drake May left a couple plays out there.
Yeah, when they came out of or when they went into half, you're like, okay, they're getting the ball. They're going to make adjustments. They're going to do what the Patriots do, right? This is the thing I've watched forever, right? This is what from the Pete Carroll days, even the Tuna days back in the 90s. I mean, when it all kind of started to turn and we became this franchise that we are now, like, that's what they do. They go in at halftime and they figure it out, and then they come out and, like you said, you drive the field, you score a touchdown. Now it's a one-score game, and the Seahawks are like, they're crapping their pants, and Darnold didn't look all that great, and he was just itching to give something up. And the defense, they probably would take it as a feather in the cap to pick him off or get a turnover. Did you know the Seahawks had no turnovers in the entire postseason this year?
Yeah, and it's not like the Patriots didn't have an opportunity. The play that I circle most, Marcus Jones had a shot at one in that first series. It was a good ball. It was right out of his hands, but it was close. The one that I would be thinking about as a Patriots fan is right before half. They throw that skinny post to Jackson Smith and Jigba to try to get a touchdown, and it hits Christian Gonzalez right in the hands. You know what I mean? If he catches that, the Patriots go into halftime, it's 9-0, and they get the ball coming out. Not a crazy difference between 12-0 and 9-0, but not nothing. That's not a difference. Yeah. And again, the Patriots had the ball out of half. They go 3 and out. The Patriots defense steps up and gives them the ball right back. I thought the Patriots defense did their job. I thought they played great in this game. They were awesome. And were a big reason why Sam Darnold never really got it going. It's just the Patriots offense, given tons of opportunities, just couldn't make 3 or 4 big plays for that game to even be in question at the end.
Grant Bilse of the Wisco Sports Show. We're talking about the Super Bowl, obviously. Let's move from the game to the other stuff that people like to talk about. Commercials, music, halftime, any sort of reaction to any of that stuff?
Stuff that stood out?
Let's do one commercial. I forget to watch the Super Bowl commercials now. They don't grab me. They don't reach out. I feel uninvolved. But the one that a lot of people are talking about, maybe you guys have covered this, was the Ring doorbell commercial.
Yeah.
That people are losing their mind over because Ring doorbell is like, hey, we're always watching.
Yeah.
Our AI is always. So if you lose your dog,
we talked about this a few months ago when this got announced. This feature got announced, actually, before the Super Bowl commercial even came out. And I said, this is more of Big Brother oversight where the government can check in on your camera and they can find criminals and people in your front yard. And I'm not all about that, dude. I'm not. And you can call me crazy and tinfoil hat and all that crap. But, dude, I don't have a Ring camera. I don't want a Ring camera. I'm good.
Well, I don't have a front door of my own, so I don't need a Ring camera, but I agree. And also, I guess the thing that confuses me more is the folks at Ring and their marketing team, like, did they think that was going to be received well? Or did they just not care? Like, I want to know what those meetings and the planning for that commercial and the rollout during the Super Bowl, I want to know what
it feels like. How are we going to convince people that this is a good idea? What is the thing that gets to them? Their dog running away. It's a thing that everyone can kind of relate to, right? As your dog runs away, and if you can tune in with the rest of your neighborhood and like, oh, I see him over here in this yard or whatever. But dude, I'm not about to be a part of that. No, thank you.
Well, missing people and all of those things.
I was really concerned with the amount of AI in the commercials. Like, we're really digging our own graves here, and I'm glad I'm not going to live much longer because I don't want to be a part of whatever's happening when apocalypse occurs. I'm good.
There was a lot of AI. But hey, if there was Ring cameras, we might know where her Guthrie is.
Guthrie is?
Yeah, there just wasn't any there.
She got thrown in a van and taken away. I don't think the AI cameras were going to help us. Anything else? A halftime performance or Green Day?
Snacks? Did you hang with your roommates? How did you enjoy the show?
Oh, I did make snacks. I made some jalapeno poppers. They were delicious. Some chips and dip. I just love a good dip. The halftime show was fine. I guess it's about what you'd expect from an artist. I don't know any Bad Bunny songs. And news to you guys, I can't speak Spanish in case you thought I was bilingual. But I thought it was cool. It was entertaining. I thought it looked very good, like the aesthetics of the thing. I thought they did a good job. And I don't like an outdoor Super Bowl. I think it should be under the lights. When it's sunny, it doesn't feel. But
I know, weird,
I thought it was good for the halftime show. Like the setting sun during the halftime show with the set they built. I thought it looked very cool. I can't tell you much about the music or the language because I don't know, but I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun.
Grant Bilse of the Wisco Sports Show on the phone with us. Let's move on because we are just days away from pitchers and catchers and spring training. And the Brewers making some moves yesterday with my Red Sox and some utility players and some potential pitchers. And what's your reaction to the trade where it was 6 players were on the move yesterday?
So I don't get this one. I got the Freddie Peralta trade. I guess I got the Isaac Collins trade that they made earlier this year. I don't understand what the Brewers are doing with this one. Because they like Caleb Durbin. I thought that's the type of player they like. And he's not coming up on a contract anytime soon. And there's no one beating down the door behind him at third. Now, in a year or two, maybe they have some high-level guys in Double and Triple A who might be, but that doesn't matter. This year, you need someone to play third base this year. And not only did the Brewers trade their starting third baseman, they traded Siegler and Monasterio, who are the 2 guys on the depth chart behind him at third. They traded the whole third base depth chart. Their entire infield right now is Terang, Ortiz, and Jet Williams, who they just acquired, and I don't know that he's going to be ready. Matt Arnold in his presser yesterday said they got to be patient with Jet, which makes no sense because they just traded their starting third baseman. I know they want more pitchers. This seems like the Brewers getting cute to me. Watch exactly how many trades we can make. Watch how much fat we can trim and still get away with it. I don't like it. I think he'll be great for your Red Sox, Simpson. He's got warning track power to left field, which with the big green monster will be perfect. He plays for contact. He's gritty. He does, by my estimation, a lot of things that the Red Sox could use. Gritty, heady, smart, grindy baseball stuff. I think he'll be a great Red Sox, and I don't really understand why the Brewers felt the need to do this.
Grant Bilse joining us each and every Tuesday at about 8:15 to talk all sorts of different things, whether it's Brewers, whether it's Giannis, who didn't get traded. We'll talk more about all that stuff next week when we get you on the phone on Tuesday. As always, Grant, have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you a week from now, okay?
Nice to talk with you both. Simpson, you can't keep these emotion stuff down, man. You sound like you're doing okay, but I know that's because you're suppressing. So let the emotion out. Maybe not on Gene and not on the air, but make sure you have an outlet this week.
I sat through 2, 4, and 13 seasons after the Tom Brady dynasty, dude. I am okay. Trust me. We've got the quarterback. We've got the coach. We were back in the Super Bowl. Okay. I'm good to go, bro. If you had to sit through the Gerard Mayo season, you would know it is so much better to be where we are now. I'll take a Super Bowl loss. This year, I'm fine with that. Next year, different story. We'll talk next year when they're back in the Super Bowl.
Might be more frustration next year. But you're going to be in the area this weekend. Maybe we'll see you.
I will be. I will text you both. Sounds like I'm playing some music down in the Coon Valley area, which is one of my favorite places.
Oh, man.
Watch. Well,
can we come in?
Coon Valley. I don't know what you're
Is it
about.
just you, or are you playing with the guy that hates my guts? Are you playing with that guy?
He doesn't hate your guts. I'm playing with a couple buddies.
All right, so he's playing with him. I can't show up.
Yes, you can. You can show up.
No, I try to tell the guy that he doesn't play well, so I can't do that.
Look, you guys have a good week. Everyone, hey, everyone. Simpson's fine. He's clearly fine. He's okay. So no one worry about it. All right. We'll talk next week.
Grant Bilse on the Wisco Sports Show weekday afternoons from 4 until 6 on stations all across Wisconsin. Bad news, happy music coming up in just a bit.
I guess I maybe would have tried to choke it down.
Yeah, that's Grant for you, trying to choke things down.
I just want to know who the starting shortstop.
Oops. Bad news, happy music is next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril. Now that's just nasty. Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man. Florida man. Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
Speaking of hashtag Florida Man, we get started with a 47-year-old hashtag Florida Man. His name is William Heath. Good old Bill.
What'd Bill do?
Bill got into an argument with some teenagers at a McDonald's on Saturday night.
Pew pew?
No pew pew. Unclear what started the argument or the disagreement, but William was so mad at the teenagers that he threw a Dr. Pepper at them. And then he dropped his pants and mooned them. People are still mooning people? Is that still considered an insult?
Ground? Pants on the ground.
He didn't just flash them either. He smacked his backside and then rubbed his left butt cheek as well. I didn't realize people still mooned.
Yeah, I think it happens, but not.
Isn't that more of like a fun thing to do to your friends? Like, hey, look at my butt.
It's more like that. And it's more like, or on the school bus on you're going to a team sport or something like that, as opposed to like out of anger.
Yeah, it's not because I'm angry with you.
It's not really like, here's my left cheek, here it is. Kids, look at this hairy butt.
Yeah, so threw the Dr. Pepper, pulled down his pants and mooned them, and then smacked his own backside and rubbed his left butt cheek. The cops got called because that's what happens in this day and age, and they showed up and arrested William, charged him with simple battery, 2 counts of lewd exposition. He admitted to the mooning and said he did it because he felt upset and insulted.
I'm loving it.
Hashtag Florida Man. Mooning teenagers.
Upset.
I couldn't tell you the last time I mooned somebody.
Yeah, it's been a long, long, long time.
I'm trying to think.
It's a move. I mean,
Teenagers?
he's got a go-to move there. I mean, he feels disrespected.
Oh,
and he
that's good old Bill.
Angry and disrespected, so he pulls it out.
This is in England. A would-be thief was caught by the cops after a herd of llamas cornered this suspect in a field and kept them there until officers arrived.
I came home from work with police cars all over the road. Someone came out and said to me, "Hide your llamas, they're heroes." And apparently there'd been somebody who was being apprehended by the police, and they'd run off, they'd escaped. And the llamas, who work as a herd animal, one of them noticed it. They gave a warning cry out to the others. They all came and they circled this fugitive, and they started releasing this huge alarm call, which it sounds like an old man laughing.
Heidi and Graham alerted to the intruder on their farm when the animals began making a loud alarm Monday, February 2nd.
They're hurting at him?
The crook had apparently stolen some tobacco from a woman. Not quite sure what that's all about. What, like grabbed her pack of cigarettes or her Zyn? Did he grab her Zyn pouches? I mean, what, her Redman? Did she have a Redman pouch or something? What's going on here? He then apparently jumped over a fence into the farm and in an attempt to flee from police officers. His escape, however, did not go as planned because 8 llamas galloped over to him as he was running through the field in the dark and then surrounded him. They started to make their sound, whatever llamas make when they're upset.
You can't get through that?
Stunning the farm owners, Heidi and Graham, who then discovered the llamas had made a, quote, citizen's arrest. Graham went outside, found the terrified suspect circled by the 6-foot animals before the cops got there, and then arrested him.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Side note, interesting fact about llamas.
Tell me.
What do you know about llamas? Apparently they're crime fighters.
I didn't know they were hurting animals. I mean, they are out grazing and they do that. Are they sheep?
Llamas are also no fault in Georgia. According to the law in Georgia, anyone injured or killed by a llama or when working with llamas is not allowed to sue because they have assumed the risk. Are llamas out here killing people?
What is happening?
And what is going on? Do we have a problem with the llamas? I thought llamas were cool.
They are cool. They are very cool.
I thought it was camels you got to watch out for. They bite and spit. Is it llamas too? Or
I don't know.
Is Trump ruining things with the llamas? Are they pissed at us? What's going on?
I don't.
So
something gets in their field or their area or their territory, and they're
that
gonna
I
just
understand.
Surround it.
Well, yeah, because they're curious. They're like, what the hell's going on?
They're soft.
Well, yeah, we use their fur for all sorts of stuff, right?
Yeah, they're cute and
But
soft.
they also will kill you. They got to have a law about it in Georgia that if you get killed by a friggin' llama,
it's not their fault.
You can't sue anybody.
You should have known.
Dude, don't mess with the llama.
That's right.
Who knew? I didn't know llamas were so dangerous. I'd punch a llama in the face so hard.
They also can work as therapy animals, by the way. Fluffy.
How does a llama kill you as a grown-ass man? How do you get killed by a llama? Does it just knock you over and then trample you?
And hoof you to death.
I'd get up and punch him in the stupid llama face.
Not if he...
I'd get on him and ride his ass to Mars.
They have a sixth sense, by the way, about frail or needy people.
Oh.
And thieves, apparently.
St. Charles, Illinois. Bad news, happy music. A daycare teacher. You got to love she's playing the long game on this one.
Okay.
It's never good with daycare teachers, right? I look, if you can't deal with kids, don't be with kids. I don't like kids. They're stupid. I hate them. So I don't have kids. I don't be around them.
So she works in that environment.
But that's her job. You chose this profession to work at a daycare where, you know what? There's kids. And you know what kids are? Annoying.
She had it?
Yes, and what she tried to do was give these kids laxatives so they'd get all messed up in their guts, and then they'd have to go home, and she wouldn't have to deal with them. She's playing the long game here. Some teachers put NyQuil in your drink, your juice, and try to make you fall asleep for an extra long nap time. Some of them will put weights on your ankles to keep you from running around too damn fast. This one's giving them laxatives. A daycare teacher charged after allegedly giving chewable laxative to toddlers. These are like 2-year-olds, right?
Yeah, 1, 18 months, 2
Multiple parents calling the police on a Tuesday morning saying their kid had been given a chewable laxative by one of their daycare teachers.
Oh, my
St. Charles police said each victim is 2 years old or younger.
Yeah, under 2.
Giselle Juarez, identified as the daycare teacher who allegedly gave the kids the laxatives. She was charged with attempted aggravated battery and endangering the life of or health of a child, both misdemeanors. Turned herself into the police.
Yeah.
After processing, she was released from police custody. Apparently had said that she was just fed up with the kids and wanted to take a break.
That's not, just call in then for the day.
Say, look,
you know what
I need
mean?
a mental health day, right?
Right.
We're living in a world where you can take mental health days, right? You couldn't do that in the 80s or even the 90s. Nowadays, okay.
You can, well,
you can take a mental health day.
I'm not feeling well, right? Or something.
Right.
You just
I will take the laxative. And then I need to go home. Said she was overwhelmed by these kids.
Yep, maybe it's in time for a new career.
One of the parents said, my child was still suffering from constipation, which the doctor said it was going to have a side effect of the laxatives, coming off of the laxatives.
How much laxatives did she give them?
We thought it could have been a virus, and that was negative. We found out from the director she would fired her employee because she allegedly was giving these kids laxatives and saying that it was candy so they could get sent home because she was, quote, overwhelmed. It's disgusting. Get another job then, said one mother.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Time for you to look for a different occupation.
Yeah, being around kids ain't for you. It's okay. You can just admit it. Just say, hey, look, man, it's just not for me.
I get overwhelmed.
The creativity on these daycare people, though, I gotta appreciate it, you know?
Ugh.
Waiting that one kid
terrible.
down.
Don't do that.
Giving laxatives to kids.
If they all go home sick, I still get paid and I don't have to deal with them.
Last but not least, we gotta get rid of these. I know I'm not supposed to say this, but these people gotta off with their head. We gotta get rid of these people. We can't have these people in society. I don't care if it's the first time, 10th time. You can't be in society if you're doing this. You get on the ship, you go to Mars. You're getting on the ship. We're putting this guy on the ship. This guy is from Maryland. He's a paramedic. Supposed to be saving lives, EMT,
yes.
The best of the best, right? Celebrate these people.
Yes.
All the things, the sacrifices they make.
Very challenging.
He is facing nearly 24 criminal charges after he urinated everywhere at work, including in a refrigerator and also in a pot of chili. It was probably this guy named Chris who likes to piss. Chris Carroll, accused of urinating in various places at his job.
Didn't we just hear about this at a fire? Wasn't it a fire station where the guy was, or a person was urinating all over the place and they had to have it all cleaned and
sterilized,
same
including
kind of thing.
including in a refrigerator and also in a pot of chili. Defense attorney Seth Oken said, everyone wants to know why. I don't have the ability to answer that question right now. This guy, by the way, was denied bail. He's only suspended as of now. I'm guessing they have some kind of union thing that he's got to go through. He was a paramedic with the Baltimore County Fire Department accused of filming himself while at work in uniform, purposefully leaving his bodily fluids, including urine, fluids, including urine, all over the workplace. So urine wasn't the only thing this dude was spreading at work.
Other bodily fluids. You can take it from there.
Yeah, there's about 2 others, and I think you know what they are.
At least 2. There's probably more.
Investigate. Well, you could have some liquid stuff, depending on what kind of chili you're eating. Investigators said locations included on his supervisor's keyboard, in a refrigerated communal coffee creamer at the public safety building.
God, gross.
And also in a large ice maker at one of the fire stations. Prosecutors say that Carroll urinated into the ice, wiped on a scoop, and used the scoop to mix the urine throughout the ice in the ice maker before making a thumbs-up gesture to the camera. Off with his head. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't say these things. I know people will disagree. These people cannot be a part of society anymore. You can't. You don't get it. We have a contract with each other, right? You want to pee and make videos, pee-pee videos, do it at your house, pee in your own ice, drink your own ice, whatever, man. I don't care.
Right. Outside on the grass, maybe.
Yeah. You can't be coming into work when you're supposed to be saving lives and peeing all over the place and doing other liquids.
Other liquids in your chili.
In court, his defense argued that he had no criminal record, self-surrendered earlier in the week. Oh, well, that's good. Oh, yeah, he's innocent then. He's an innocent. No. Disgusting.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, he's got the You didn't want to drink the pee. You didn't know you were going to drink the pee. You did, though.
On the ship. Blast his ass to Mars.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
How would I do it unless I was in mortal danger? I know it's against the law.
I don't know.
Because I could get uromycetitis poisoning and die. That's why.
That excuse is not going to hold up in court, Mr. Pee-Pee Pants. These people. Bad news, happy music. We'll get to our daily check-ins after Godsmack.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us. Check. We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Rockmornings.com is the website. Head there for all of our contact info and download the apps and get in touch with us that way as well with voicemails, pictures, and videos.
Yeah, lots of people reaching out today, and we love that.
My friend, #NotJeff, said, remember, we had to live through Dan Mikowski and Randy Wright. I said that Grant is too young to remember those guys. Yeah. Much like the Patriots over the last couple of seasons, people who were fans of the Packers in the 80s and had to deal with the Magic Man remember how high they got when Brett Favre came along.
Yes.
And you may not have won the Super Bowl every year.
Yes, but it changed things around.
It made it a watchable program.
Yes, it did.
And that's all you want.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. It was
with a chance to go to the Super Bowl. You realize that, look, we're not going to win them all.
Like, holy moly.
But at least we're not 4-13 every season with a complete dumpster fire of a team.
Yes.
So, yes, I am very happy. Even though we lost. Would I have liked to have won? Yes, of course. You'd be an idiot to say otherwise. But Grant's got it all wrong. I am not suppressing anything. Dude, 2-2 after the Brady dynasty. 4-13 teams.
Yeah, it was bad. You were a mess.
No. Give me this over that any day. Shorty in Florida texted in and said, bottom line is don't piss Chris off. That's disgusting. I don't even think he was mad. I think he was doing it for content.
Yeah.
It's like the girl in the grocery store. Remember the one in New Hampshire who was peeing all over the produce and stuff? And videotaping and doing OnlyFans and stuff? It's like these people are sick. They're sick in the head. Put them on the ship. Get them out of here. We have an unwritten social contract with each other that we're not going to pee all over everybody's stuff. And some people don't get that contract for whatever reason. And those people you can't live with us anymore. You got to get out of here. We got a great text. This is awesome. Hey, guys, Alexis, a Mexican living in Montreal. I listen to you guys every morning. I love the selection of music. You guys rock. Montreal. She's north of the border.
Alexis,
a Mexican living in Montreal. That's a phrase I didn't think I was going to say today.
Alexis.
Welcome to the show, Alexis.
Thank you for reaching out. So you can do that. You can download our apps and get in touch with us that way. Send us photos or voicemails.
She's got a 438 area code. Is that America?
Montreal?
Is that Montreal?
I don't know.
I don't see any prefix for out of this.
+1.
I don't see any of that. She wanted to hear some Hole. I did not have time to get to that this morning. So, Alexis, if you tune in tomorrow morning.
Montreal.
Quebec. You got to say it right. Quebec.
Sorry.
The Qua is American. You got to say Quebec.
Got it.
Alexis would agree with me. She wanted to hear Hole. I did not have time this morning, but I'll get to your Hole tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow, Alexis, the Mexican from Montreal.
And thanks for being part of the program.
Jim, who is in retirement in Georgia, is coming out of retirement, apparently, going back to school to get his criminal justice degree, wants to be a state trooper. Good luck. Congratulations. Brenda wanted to hear some Indiana Jones. Never got a chance to see Waylon, which is a bummer. Buy the tickets, go to the show, live your life. Also got a text from Isaiah this morning. Drove that car again today. Spent 4 minutes stalling on a hill. It's my first manual, and someone was fed up and went around me. LOL.
You'll learn it. It just takes time.
Got another request for
Manuals
Song 2
something.
by Blur. They said, give a shout out to May from her girlfriend Kaylee. Man, we got Mexicans in Montreal. We got lesbians in Iowa. We got all sorts of people listening to us.
It's wonderful.
Is it
isn't
okay to assume they're lesbians?
It's a rainbow of colors.
May, M-A-E? That's a girl's name, right?
I'm sure.
Okay.
Maybe. I think you can't assume anything.
I'm assuming because that's what I do. I'll make an ass out of you and me. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Who's a man? Alexis is a man, not a girl. Oops. I did assume Alexis was a girl, and I made a mistake. Look at that. Just got a text from Alexis in Montreal said, I'm a man.
I'm a man, baby. Okay.
Sorry about that.
A man living there. And listening.
I also got another text from somebody. Oh, here it is. This is also from Isaiah, the guy with the car. He said, I think it was last week you were talking about how long you've been doing the show. You were gone last week on our anniversary.
I know.
Our 19th year together.
Yes, I know. I saw.
And Isaiah said, I thought about it. I've been listening since I was 8 years old. And now he's 26.
He mathed.
Just
like that.
Yeah. You missed our anniversary. Way to go. Thanks a lot.
I did.
You missed it. Boss bought breakfast and everything.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Yeah. It's not in the budget. Okay. Not getting breakfast. Are you kidding me? Thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your, what day is it? Tuesday? We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Tuesday.